Den and Simply Scenery. Thanks very much for popping by. In this short video I'm going to give an update to the Gloomhaven Scenery packs, which is probably why you're here, whether you've come through Etsy, eBay or any other link, or you just found us on the internet. Something that I've been putting out for the last couple of months is a scenery pack for 3D printed for the game Gloomhaven, and it was about 130 odd pieces. It covered most of the main elements of the tokens that are in the game, but it didn't cover everything. There was still about another 60 odd pieces to add into that collection. So this video is just really just going through a few basic bits and pieces on the Etsy site, and I'll put the link on the end on the Etsy shop. You'll get access to the Google Drive, where there's a full list of items that you can get in the packs, and also access to the Google Drive pictures that have been generated over the time. So I'm going to try and put some folders in there, because some of the items I've obviously improved upon, or don't put in anymore, and so on and so forth. So please have a look at that. If you have any questions, as I say in all the thing, then please don't hesitate to message me, and I can sort everything out. So just going back, last couple of months we've been offering out a pack, probably about 130 odd pieces. That has now stopped, because a lot of people are saying, well, hang on a minute, there are a number of other items, and in the background you probably hear the humming. That is just the fans of the 3D printers. I've actually shut the 3D printers down. There's about 10 going in here, and I've about another 3 or 4 off site, so quite a few printers. So I'm rushing at putting this out to get the printers up and running again. So essentially I've made 2 packs this time to cover the full collection. Now the full collection is without any tiles, because you will see tiles that you can get for wooden floors, stone floors and things. They're more decorative things. They will be available for people who want to do that, but they don't really play much part in the game. So these are all just the gaming pieces. So we have a standard pack. You can jump in at a standard pack, which is 120 pieces, which covers most the major amount. Now if you had this pack before, you will notice that there are a few things omitted from it and have gone into the pack, but I'll come to a quick mention on people who've already bought the main standard pack in the past. Then there's the add-on pack, which can bump that up, and that is another 62 pieces. So the whole collection is 182 pieces. That is a lot of 3D printed scenery. Trust me, there's a lot of stuff there that is going to take a bit of painting. But if you want the whole thing, if you want the completionist, have a look on Etsy. There's an ability to buy both packs together, or you can start with one pack and then jump in at some other time and pick up the other pack. Which reminds me, if you have already bought the Gloomhaven Scenery from me before, then there is an upgrade path. There was a couple of extra items that you could buy at the time, so I do a pack that so you don't get those again, so it makes up. So there are 2 packs quite clearly marked. Once again, go to the Google Drive, have a look at the listing. It's all down there of what the extra bits and pieces are that you'll get. Okay. Also, please be aware that we do make odd minor changes to things. You may have seen some of the pictures. I have a Facebook group as well, where I try and keep updates going on, so I'll put the address at the end of the video for that as well. And just one of the things that was rolled out this morning was the new Gloomhaven tree. There's a close-ups of this on the Facebook page, but that tree will be replacing the tree that I used to put in. So that's like a new design, so that's pretty cool. Also, sometimes you get some odd changes to Thorns. That's the new Thorns. There is some, the actual items won't change dramatically. They just maybe improve slightly, probably for more reasons about technical printing than aesthetics. So you're not, if you're a past customer, you're not disadvantaged that the new people are getting anything radically different, but there will be tweaks and touches. rubble, for instance. Rubble used to come as just a flat piece, but now it's going on a hex. It's just a little bit easier for printing, and that's more the case. Okay, so just another quick couple of things about shipping. Shipping is an absolute nightmare. It's very expensive, especially if you live across the pond. I'm in the UK, obviously. It's not cheap shipping, and I try and get the best deal that I can, but please be aware that the shipping price that you pay, it takes around about 10 working days, certainly to get over to the States and places like that and others. So I do see some that are still taking their time. So if you're around on the other side there, New Zealand, Australia, please be aware. It increases, if you want them very quickly, what I'm suggesting you do is, if you have something that needs to be delivered for a present or anything that you need it really quickly, then we'll have to negotiate a fast rate, and it can get quite expensive. So I'm not going to bother putting the upgrade on Etsy. I think treat it as a one-on-one basis. So if you've got the demand that you need it within a very short space of time, I can give you a price on it, and we can go from there. That's probably the best way forward. One of the other things is, I don't do single items per se on through Etsy. I have an ability for you to go onto the Etsy. So if you've got anything else that you want to do, all right, or you've got a particular pack, and I know that many people out there have bought from all the really good separate vendors on Etsy, a little bit of this and a little bit of that, and you may find in the pack that you've got most of it. That's absolutely fine. Just let me know what you're after, and I can put a pack price together so we can build our own. I won't necessarily be putting lots of little bits and pieces up. The system here at the Forge is set up so it's sort of bulk, and that was represented in the pricing structure. So, but once again, bespoke orders, absolutely no problem at all. One other last thing, a lot of people have emailed to me and said, oh, is it, when you say 180 pieces, is it 180 physical pieces? And yes, it is, because some people are under the illusion, I'm assuming they've looked at other sites maybe and things like that, but where they've said pieces, they mean hexes. So in the case of, say, let's say the tree occupies 3 hexes. That's not 3 pieces. I do not count that as 3 pieces. I count that as 1 piece, whereas I believe some others count that as 3 pieces, which it isn't. All right, so please check that out before you have a look. So that's just one of the things on there. Don't forget, I'm going to mention it before, put the Facebook page up, and you can log into there, and all sorts of little things that come across. If I've improved a bit of scenery or I painted a new bit of scenery, I'm going to put the pictures up on there so you can stay in touch with everything. Delivery turnaround is on Etsy at 2 to 3 weeks. I'm turning around a lot quicker now. We've got a lot more printers online and seem to have overcome a lot of the problems that there is. Some vendors say 1 or 2 days. That's great if they've got them in stock, but if you're printing from fresh, I can tell you now that a standard set, that's 120 pieces, is about 6 plates on a 200 by 200 system, and each plate will take anywhere between 7 to 10 hours to print, and that is the fastest. So if you do know somebody that can take a fresh order and print it overnight and do the whole lot, will you get in touch with me and let me know what printer they're using, because I'd like to buy one. And of course the associated problems, and that's another caveat, that 3D printing is fraught with issues, and it can be that everything's singing suitably, wonderfully, and then all of a sudden I get a huge amount of failures across the board. So it doesn't happen often now, but sometimes it does, and it may or may not affect delivery times and so on, but touch wood, it hasn't, and everything's been tickety-boo. So whilst I put a long lead time, you're finding out now that things are actually going out at present, at the time of this video going out, seven days earlier than the actual date. Obviously I'm recording this and you may not see it, but if it's the season's coming up, like Christmas at the time now is coming up in about 6 or 7 weeks, then get seasonal orders, birthday orders in fairly early if that's what you're buying them for. So that's about it. Quick upload on that. Have a look at some of the pictures, get onto the Google Drive, have a look. If there's any questions that you need me to answer, anything at all, reach out to me and we can get the answers out to you and everything. I tend to respond somewhere in about a couple of hours, 2 or 3 hours, but obviously if you live in a in a different time zone, then please bear with me, and I do tend to go online very first thing in the morning before I go to work and check out all the things and reply to what I can, and then of course later in the day. So in this world of instant response, I'll try and be as instant as I can under the circumstances. That's it. No posh studio set. I need to get back now and get the printers switched back on again, and if I did that, nobody would hear us. So thanks very much for watching. Like I say, take care, have those paints ready. Bye for now.